Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to be looking at the Fondjoy Ben Affleck Batman vs Superman Batman, or Batfleck. I pre-ordered this from a certain website, and it was very cheap. This is the deluxe edition, and I only paid $30 plus shipping. I'll put a link in the description below as to where I purchased it from. I see a lot of people paying way more than that, so I was very pleasantly surprised with the price. It took quite a while to get here, but it's finally here in hand today. From what I'm told, this guy is 8-inch scale, but I'm also told that he's a little bit small for 8-inch scale, so he fits in good with the McFarlane DC Multiverse stuff, which is exactly what I was going for. So let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, DC, Warner Brothers, DC, Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice, Batman, Fondjoy, DC, Warner Brothers, Batfleck on the front, side, Batman for Batman vs Superman. Other side, same thing. At the back, you can see the figure, some of the accessories, and there is the barcode if that helps anyone. Now, I did mention this is the deluxe version. We also have an additional little box, and I'm assuming that's the unmasked head and whatever extra stuff comes with the deluxe. So with no further ado, let's open him up. Alright, now that this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. We have a display stand, 5 alternate hands, totaling 7 interchangeable hands, 2 heads, and you only get the unmasked head with the deluxe edition, his grapple launcher, and 2 batarangs. We also have a rebreather or oxygen mask. Before we take a look at all that, let's talk about and check out the figure. So this is Ben Affleck as Batman, specifically from Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice, probably my favorite incarnation of his suit. And this is from Fondjoy. Supposed to be 8-inch scale, but from what I read, it's like 7.6 inches tall. But I really want a big, beefy, bruiser Batfleck. I'm almost happy to have an 8-inch figure to throw into my 6 and 7-inch collection. Now, I don't know, maybe I'm a stuck-up collector, but 8 inches is where I draw the line. I won't buy Beast Kingdom. I collect anything from 6 inches to 7 inches, and that is it. I like world building, having a whole action figure world, etc., etc., but Ben Affleck can be an exception. In addition to that, from what I'm told, he's not quite 8 inches tall, so it sounds like it's going to be perfect. And upon first glance and holding him in hand, it feels perfect. So let's take a look at him. Start with his head here. Now, first thing, his neck is short, his neck is fat. It's just like the movie. Big square jaw, big bruiser, bulky Batfleck. Short ears, the eyes look really nice as well. His expression doesn't really have the dimple in the chin, but everything else is spot on. The bat symbol there, his suit, and it's textured very subtly, at least on the sides here. You can see the sort of Kevlar lines going through. Utility belt looks fantastic. Everything just feels big on this guy, and yes, maybe it's because he's a scale that I don't really collect. But man, this is exactly how I want my Batfleck to fit in with my McFarlane figures. I like the McFarlane Batfleck, but he's way too short and skinny. Looks like we have double-jointed elbows, double-jointed knees. His cape has a wire in it, and it's made of soft goods. It's quite a bit wrinkled for the package, and that kind of sucks. But as a whole, it looks great. Finally, the Batfleck we deserve. Now, until recently, no company has made a 7-inch scale Batfleck. McFarlane just released one a few months ago. Before that, we had SH Figuarts, Mattel, Mafex, Mezco, but they were all 6-inch scale. I was always hoping that NECA would shrink down their quarter-sized Batfleck and make a 7-inch version, but that never happened. I was always hoping McFarlane would make one, and they did, and it's not bad, but I wish it was bigger, beefier, and bulkier. And that is what we have in front of you. So far, it feels great. We'll see how it is as I dig into him. This is what I needed in my collection to fill the Batfleck gap. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt, it looks damn good. And here's the figure, broken down as far as it can go, with all of his removable parts detached. Now let's check out his accessories, starting off with the display stand. Here's the display stand. It comes in 2 separate pieces. When put together, it's going to look like this. We have the base, says Batman, Batman vs Superman logo. Then we have this post. The bottom, it can rotate. It is hinged and sort of ratcheted, so it'll help it to stay into place. Same with that one. Same with that, with rotation. Then it has sort of a spring. You see it just sort of goes inward. Very tight. Very nice display stand. Next, let's check out his hands. He has a total of 7 of them, 4 right hands and 3 left hands. Here he is with his first pair of hands. These are his fists. Then his next pair of hands. This is a pair of sort of pinching hands. I believe these are to hold and throw the batarang. Then a pair of gripping hands. These have trigger fingers and should be able to hold the grapple. And he has one alternate right hand. This one has a thumbs up, and I have no idea why he would come with that. Now to take a look at his heads. He has 2 of them. One with the mask on as Batman, and one unmasked Bruce Wayne. Here's a look at his first head. This one has the mask on as Batman. And here, with the unmasked Ben Affleck head. And it looks fantastic. Very nice job, Fondjoy. Now let's look at his batarangs. He has 2 of them. They're silver, and they're that signature Batman vs Superman design. Here's Batman holding and getting ready to throw that batarang. Here's his grapple gun. He actually used 2 different kinds in the movie. This is the more common one. It has like a wooden handle. You see where it'll sort of wind up in here and then shoot out of the front. And here's Batman using his grapple gun. And his final accessory. This is an oxygen mask or rebreather. It's from Suicide Squad. He put this on when he dove in the water after Harley Quinn. It'll sort of swap out with his current mouthpiece. Here's Batman with his regular mouthpiece. And then here, with the oxygen mask on. Now let's talk about his cape. His cape is fantastic. Like I said, mine is a little bit wrinkled. Hopefully that'll kind of go away over time. It has a wire in it, so you can have sort of fluttering in the wind, going in the same direction, etc. Now the cape itself expands really, really far out, I'd say. It is excellent. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at the figure and his accessories, let's check out his height. And that was something I was really, really curious about. From bottom to the top of his head, standing at about 7.4 inches tall, which can translate to just under 19 centimeters. If you go to the top of the ears, about 7.5 inches tall. I'd say it's going to be perfect with the McFarlane DC Multiverse. He should be around the same size as the Hush Batman, which is what I wanted in the Ben Affleck Batman. And for his articulation, starting with his head, going to rotate from side to side. He can look up and down about that far, not bad. Can tilt his head from one side to the other. Shoulders on a ball joint, goes out 90 degrees. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. He's got this sort of butterfly joint, giving him a little bit more range of motion, but not much. Bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows, they go in about that far. His wrist can rotate, and it's going to be hinged. In his torso, he has a ball joint. Rotate this much. Forward and back. Not too much, a little bit. In his waist, another one. Rotate around. Forward and back. Between the two, good range of motion. Quite a bit more out of the waist than the torso. Legs, completely does the splits. Ball joints, he has these drop down hips. And they can look absolutely hideous like this. Just push them back up in there. But it gives you a much wider range of motion. There's a little bit of rotation here. Then go forward all the way. Once again, hips, back, not very much. Double jointed knees. Then his ankle, forward and back. Rotate, tilt, rock, and of course, toe articulation. Here's a look at the Batfleck standing on top of a gargoyle on a rooftop of Gotham, overlooking, protecting its city. Here's Batman at the Batcave, Batmobile behind him, holding a batarang. Here's Batman standing next to the Batmobile, a similar pose to the first promotional images of Batman vs Superman. And onto the scene where Batman is driving the Batmobile, chasing down Lex Luthor's thugs. He sees Superman in the corner of his eye, slams on the brakes, and just hits the Man of Steel like a brick wall. Superman rips the top of the Batmobile. Batman has some serious balls in this universe. He gets up, faces Superman, face to face. Superman says, "Next time they shine your light to the sky, don't answer. Bury it. The bat is dead. Consider this mercy." Batman looks at him. "Tell me, do you bleed?" Superman gives him this horrendous look and just flies away. Batman looks up and says, "You will." Finally, the Trinity meets up to take on Doomsday. Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman. Superman looks to Batman and says, "Is she with you?" Batman replies, "I thought she was with you." And then here comes Doomsday. The Trinity has to fight him to the death. Now let's check them out. Next is some other action figures. Starting off with some other Ben Affleck Batman figures. Here's the Fondjoy Batfleck. Next to McFarlane DC Multiverse version. The Fondjoy one is exactly the type of proportions I was hoping the McFarlane one would be. Big, bulky bruiser. I know I've said that so many times, but I feel very strongly about that with the Ben Affleck Batman. I like the McFarlane one, but I love the Fondjoy one. Here he is, next to a couple of Mezco Batfleck figures. On the left, Batman vs Superman. On the right, Justice League. And here, next to the Mafex versions, also Batman vs Superman and Justice League. And now, with the Mattel DC Multiverse Batflecks, also Batman vs Superman and Justice League. And finally, with some Mattel basic Batfleck figures, once again, Batman vs Superman and Justice League. And let us not forget about the SH Figuarts version. They only made him from Justice League. Here are all of my Ben Affleck Batman figures from largest to smallest. We have the Fondjoy Batman, McFarlane, Mezco, Mafex, Mattel, Basic Mattel, and then SH Figuarts. Here he is, next to a couple more McFarlane Batfleck figures, in his tactical suit from Justice League, and in his appearance in The Flash. Here he is, with the McFarlane Trinity. Henry Cavill Superman, Gal Gadot Wonder Woman. He's shoulder to shoulder with Superman, as it should be. Ben Affleck is a big guy. He's a tiny bit taller than Henry Cavill, if I'm not mistaken. Then, with McFarlane's Justice League, Cyborg, Aquaman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and The Flash. No longer is Batman shorter than The Flash. He actually fits in perfect scale-wise with these guys, but style-wise, he looks a little too nice next to them. Now let's check him out. Next is some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which ones you can mix him with. Since he's a Fondjoy toy, he's about 7.5 inches tall. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the larger action figure lines I collect, and work my smaller, and I'm going to include as many Batman figures as I can during these comparisons. Here he is, next to several different McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman figures. Some of the larger ones like the Hush Batman, and some of the smaller ones like Nightfall and Rebirth. You can see he's pretty much shoulder to shoulder with the Hush Batman. And now, with some Jack-specific wrestling figures, and some DST or Diamond Select toys, here's Batman, next to the battery out of our Weed Whacker. And here he is, next to some DC Direct and NECA Batman figures. Then, with both some Mattel and Jazzwares wrestling figures. And now, with some Mezco and Mattel Batman figures. Next, with some Mafex and Hasbro Marvel Legends. And finally, next to some SH Figuarts Batman figures and some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, this Fondjoy Batman Batfleck figure is absolutely fantastic. It scratches the itch that I've had for a big, bulky Ben Affleck Batman figure for a long time. It fits in great scale-wise with the McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. In fact, it fits in better with the McFarlane figures than the McFarlane Batfleck himself. The face sculpt is absolutely fantastic. The cowl, the eyes, the mouth, and he definitely has that sort of dimple in his chin. The neck, it looks spot on from the movie. The cape is very nice. It can get huge. It has a wire in it. Texture on his outfit, it's good. Maybe not great, but pretty good. The articulation is everything and more that you would expect. His accessories are nice. Sculpted paint job, excellent. Articulation, maybe not great, but damn close. If I were to rate this guy, I'm going to give him a very solid 9 out of 10, and that is a very high rating in my book. This figure is very nice, and it's finally the Ben Affleck Batman vs Superman figure that I've wanted in my collection for a very long time. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.